Oh, good morning. How are you? Winter. It's so winter. Everybody else over this? Welcome to February. Also, so wildly crazy to even say out loud. So let's check in. Let's have a cup of coffee. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling this full moon coming this weekend, and it's already been a week so far. It's been a very interesting week so far. So I would love you to say hi in the comments as you check this out, whether you're with us live or catch the replay later, or maybe you're catching it on our podcast forms. Um, yeah, forums is the word I was looking for. But say hi. Helen, good morning. Angie, hi. Yeah, so there it is. Good morning, Cheryl. I hope you're feeling better. But it's a weird week. If you're feeling it, okay, friends, if you're feeling out of sorts this week, it's normal. It's fine. Don't freak out. Big full moon on Sunday. Angie, your birthday's tomorrow. Happy birthday. Cheers. I hope everyone is well. We are going to have a busy February with all sorts of fun guests that will be coming to join us for Virtual Coffee Club. So I'm really excited for all of that fun that is coming our way. It is going to be good. Lots of cool things are in the works for this month. So February is going to be, I feel like it's fun February. And I think in the past, we as a group have kind of followed along too. If you don't, I encourage you to check out the social media for a group called Action for Happiness. And so I've shared in the past some of their content on my social media for the fun calendars that they do. And so they call February Friendly February, and they've got these little action plans that you can just be more friendly in this month and cool things that you can do. And then their Instagram is full of really uplifting, kindness, kind looking forward sort of content that is really nice to have in your feed. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes we follow people because we think we should follow them back, or they were in our lives at some point and they start to post things that don't align with you. And I think what that reminds us of is that, like, we have control. I'm not saying you got to axe everybody out of your Facebook feed or your Instagram, but like at the end of the day, we have control over who we follow on our social media. And I want to encourage you to make sure you're choosing really positive, uplifting content followers in your life. And they don't all have to be that way, but if you can, when you're scrolling through, land on these messages that are positive and uplifting and inclusive and kind and all those things, it just adds that into your life. And we have control over that. And you can unfollow people on Facebook without unfriending them if you feel like you would be insulting them, because some people want to be crazy like that. It's fine. We don't control their emotions, but just wanting to make sure we have that uplifting content. So I don't know if you already have some of these beautiful, kind, uplifting people in your social media feed, but I would love you to share in the comments who you're following, which platform, and let's share some of those feeds in with each other, because there's some really cool things that people follow that you might not know of or whatever. And so the Action for Happiness is one of the ones that I really like to follow and get their content from. And I think lots of times the people who are guests on Coffee Club are people that I find as positive people to follow on their social media as well, because they tend to have content that connects with me. And that's why I reach out to them to be on the show. Good morning, Deanna. So share that in the comments if there's some social media sites that you really love following that are super, super fun and uplifting, so that we can share them with each other. So let's make that our challenge today. And I think I have my Speak Your Kind cup today and talking about Friendly February, and Random Acts of Kindness Day comes up on, I believe it's the 17th of February, but I will relook up the date because now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm not sure. But so I think it's a month for just stepping into kindness, stepping into that friendly feel, and really sharing that with each other. And we know that January can be a month that is sometimes difficult to get all the way through. But guess what? You made it. We're here. We're in February. But January's tough, right? It's a month that feels long. It's a month that feels like we're paying off Christmas forever. It's a month that has a lot of seasonal affective disorder that's situated in with it. It can feel like kind of an overwhelming month. It has a lot of pressure attached to it with, New Year's resolutions and the marketing that we get bombarded with in the world of the fact that you should be changing yourself or improving yourself or enlightening yourself or whatever the message that you are getting. And there's just this interesting um, vibe that just goes with January. And I think for a good chunk of us, it doesn't really feel like the start of the year. January is kind of a slug month. Does that make sense? And so it's just this, I don't know, it's kind of like the weird month. And I don't feel like it's the start of a new year because it always has that weird vibe around it. So January's in the past now. We are full on into February and stepping into that positivity and kindness and fun that we can have with this month. So I want us to share that in the comments. So Deanna says, yeah, I love surrounding myself with positive and supportive people. My favorite is the Bucket List Family on YouTube. Oh, I've never heard of it. She says it's wholesome. You can watch it with your kids. Sounds like they seek some pretty cool adventures. So, yeah, keep sharing in the comments, like, as you think, you're going to pop onto your Instagram or something later and be like, "Oh, yeah, I also really love, um, doing this." I think there's one, I wanna say it's called The Happiness Project, and I left my phone on the other side of the room, or I'd look it up right now for you, but there's quite a few, which I will come back and post into the comments of this video later. But as you come, if you're listening to something that I also want to um, dive a little bit more, I have kind of a fun show idea planning that I'm going to share with you soon. But if you have podcasts that you also really love to listen to and follow, and some that have that uplifting, really positive messaging, throw that into the comments also, kind of who you're connecting with on some of those other platforms and advantages we have in this cool technological world. I really love to. She was a guest on the show during COVID and just is crazy busy, but we'll hopefully circle back with her again soon, as Dr. Jody Carrington. I also really love the content that she puts on her social media because she also really allows us to have safe space to talk about your mental health and your mental wellness. And she's just funnier than, like, she swears more than I do. Yeah, friends, she swears more than I do. And I just really connect with a lot of her delivery and her messaging. And it's not for everybody, but her content, regardless, is also really uplifting on her social media platforms. And she's got a brand new book out called Feeling Seen that I can't wait to dive into and uh, learn more about. And we'll be circling hopefully back with her and aligning with her crazy busy schedule. But she's been out touring and just sharing great conversation. So that's another great one to add to the list. So just keep sharing that. But how you feeling today? Does anybody need a check-in? Angie said she's noticed she's sad a lot more. Yeah, there's lots going on. And I think too, it's coming out of January, but you're not alone, girl. Looks like you got some fun things going on with CBC. So good. And I think it's a reminder when we're feeling like that shift. And I definitely, I've had some elements come into play for me this week that really puts that shift into perspective of what do you want to do more of? What do you align with? What do you want to spend your energy and time on, or who? And how can you grow the things that bring you the passion and the excitement, right? The things that light you up, the things that make you feel excited. And think about those for a moment. And if you're a journaler, it might be something reflective to do this week in just sitting in that, what are the things that make me feel joy, that make me feel happy, that make me excited? Who are the people that when I see them, right, you do the light up? And Dr. Carrington talks a lot about that. Like, the whole when you see somebody or somebody sees you and their whole face is like, oh my gosh, hi, the light up. Who are those people? Write them down and set some intention around wanting to make sure you connect more with them, that you want to see more of them this year, that you want to check in on them. And the people that make you feel good when you connect with them, um, or leave you feeling good after you've had a coffee with them, I want you to make time for them. And maybe that's a fun challenge for the month of February is like, I want you to have a light up meeting. I want you to reach out to that person who lights you up, and I want you to go for coffee with them. Or if they're in another place far away, I want you to schedule a Zoom coffee with them. But I want you to connect with your light up people, because I think that we just get busy in life, right? We just get doing the day to day. We get doing the surviving instead of the living. And I feel like there's some shift in that right now. And there's an opportunity to um, yeah, I think there's an opportunity to do some more shifting and aligning into the things that light you up. And why not? Well, Deanna's sharing all kinds of more great follows in there. Yep, love all of those. We must follow all the same people, D. So it's really cool. That's what was on my mind today, on my heart to share, to connect with you about. So seeing how that lands with you, but just yeah, I feel like I don't know. I'm sort of in that it's the beginning of a month. So I'm always like, okay, this month, what do we want to focus on? What do we want to talk about? What are the conversations we want to have? How do we want to connect? What does that look like? And yeah, we have some special guests coming up next week for some cool events that are coming to my community, that I want to share some opportunities for connection. And connection is really going to be a theme that you will learn next week as we share some more information and on my socials over the next few days. Yeah. Whenever and I think too, just think of whenever you have a moment where something doesn't feel good, or you have a reaction to a situation, or you have a moment where change comes into your life that you weren't expecting, or any of those things. And just taking the time to really like process how it's landing. And that's definitely on my top of mind today, that I'm processing through some interesting changes. And yeah, I feel more optimistic than the opposite of, if that makes sense. And yeah, but change is good, even when it feels scary. And I'm just getting to meet so many cool people that are going to be doing some very cool things that I just can't wait to share. I think that my other word of 2023. So when we talked about this at the beginning of January, when we were picking what our word for the new year was, mine was trust. And boy, has that like reared its head in a number of really cool ways to fall into trust over the last little bit. But I think my other word that I'm doesn't become as much of a challenge for me. It comes easier and more exciting. So there's always the reason why we have different things that resonate with us. But the other one is collaboration. And there's some really cool collabs that are coming, and some really cool people that I just feel so honored and privileged to get to work with and connect with. and build cool things with. So I can't wait to start sharing more of what that looks like. So, yeah, be sure to send me your email so that you can get on the email list as well for all of these cool things. Because I'll be posting about it, but I just sometimes you miss posts, right? Yeah, that's the day today. It's good. It's just a regular old Wednesday. 1st of February. Just wanted to jump on and say hi, say hello, launch this month together, wish you well, and set out that challenge for you to journal about the things that light you up, write a list of the people who light you up, and then I want you to connect with somebody and go for a coffee with somebody who lights you up and just have that connection time together with somebody cool in your life. Have an amazing rest of your Wednesday, my friends. We may do an impromptu virtual coffee club on Friday morning as Team Limelight is hitting the road again for another event this weekend. So we could check in with you on Friday morning from the ACE convention and say a quick hello. Maybe we'll find some fun people to check in with us on Friday morning. So I'm not going to promise it at this point, but if you're on social media around 9:30 on Friday morning, we may or may not be checking in from our event this weekend and hope to say hi to you again as well. But have an amazing rest of your week. Sending you all kinds of love and have a great day. I just want to say have a great day. We will see you later and wish you well.